Hello and welcome to the weekly webcast for August 27th, 2014. My name is Sean Madden and it's a pleasure to be your host here today. Looks like we got a couple people starting to log in on the chat roll. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I've been kind of broadcasting information over the last couple of weeks, and this time around we're going to do a little Q&A session so folks can find out what is going on with this 90-day breakthrough. What is it? What's it for? How do you do it? How much does it cost? Etc. 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 So, looks like we got a couple people on the line here. Kelly, welcome. Melanie, welcome. So I'm going to, if you want to, just go ahead and um, put your questions into the chat box there. Then I can go ahead and answer questions. Meanwhile, I'll just kind of start and give you a little bit of background for those of you who are not familiar with the 90-day breakthrough yet and haven't really been tuned into what's been happening over at the Global 90-Day Breakthrough Mastermind quite yet. So I developed the 90-Day Breakthrough about 2.5 years ago, sometime in late summer of 2012. I got really tired of being overweight and inflexible and feeling like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And so I decided that I was going to do something about it. So I launched that evening. I was in Boulder, Colorado, and I went to a party that had just 40 or 50 beautiful, young, vibrant beings, and I felt like a complete outsider. And I don't know to what degree this is actually true, but it occurred to me like it was because I was really the only one there that was overweight and kind of pasty, and I was living out of my truck at the time, so maybe I smelled, I don't know. But I determined that night that I was going to do something about it. So I devised a plan. I said, okay, for 90 days, I'm going to do three things because I want to lose weight. I want to have more energy. And I don't want to just lose weight. I don't want to go on a diet, and like be all restrictive and have to deal with all of the crap that goes along with that. I actually want to create a vision for myself and move into that powerfully and take on a couple of things every day that are going to help me to slim down, to reorient my relationship to nutrition, to food, to exercise, moving around, to being properly hydrated every day. So I set up a program where for 90 days I drank a gallon of water, a lot of water to drink a day. I did a 1 hour rigorous activity, which is everything from playing on the jungle gyms in the park to going for a really brisk walk to working with weights for an hour. I'm not the kind of guy who can do I can't do a weekly routine where on Mondays I go and I do the upper body, and Tuesdays I do the lower body, and Wednesdays I do cardio and spinning classes and CrossFit and stationary bicycles, etc. But anyway, that's a tangent. So I just kept it loose and just committed to an hour workout every day. And then with regard to food, I did cut out a bunch of things. I cut out refined sugars. I cut out refined grains, breads, and things like that, pastas, and focused on primarily what's now they call a paleo diet, where it was mostly vegetables and really good quality meats. And the intention wasn't to be restricted. The intention was to create an adventure out of shopping and eating. So that's what I did for 90 days, and it was amazing. I lost probably 35 pounds. I documented the whole thing on a website and took pictures all along the way, and just had a blast. And a couple of people um, followed along and kind of hooked onto it in halfway in the middle of it. And then I didn't really think about it much until earlier this year when I was starting uh, coaching practice, and I figured, hey, you know what? I can actually turn this template, I can take this template, this 90-day template, and turn it into a program that people can use for whatever it is that they're up to. They can use it for, um, you know, physical health and well-being. You can use it for having a breakthrough in your finances. You can use it for having a breakthrough in your relationships. All the things that are important to people, all the areas of life that are important to people. This is a multi-purpose tool that people can use to do that. So whatever it is that you're coming to the table with, like whatever area of your life is really not up to snuff, or if it's up to snuff but you really just want to take it to the next level, like intentionally cause a breakthrough for yourself, this is a set of tools, this is a tool set that can be used for that. So so far, no questions coming in. You guys can feel free to ask a question or even just say hi. I see you there. I see you listening, and it's really great. I'm glad that you're tuning in. Sometimes I feel like I'm kind of putting this stuff out there and nobody's paying attention, but I'm also learning how to market and learning how to do stuff online too. So ultimately, I know that this is going to work. I just have to figure out how to really get into your face so you can see what the benefit is for you, and so to catch you at the right time so that you are ready to take action and make a shift. So the purpose for tonight is really just kind of background information on the thing, and to answer questions. And I did put out on all of the platforms and places that I am putting the word out about the 90-day breakthrough that tonight I would give free visioning sessions to the first 3 people who show up and express a desire and a willingness to take action and do the work. So this is an opportunity to get in. If you've not been in this before and you haven't seen it, and you haven't taken it on before, oh, excellent! Look at that. Hello, Kelly. So if you haven't seen this before and you haven't, if you're not very familiar, then now is a good time to ask a question, or maybe you're multitasking, looking at the global mastermind group, anything that's on the website. I've been working really hard all day today on setting up a new opt-in system so people can find their way in, and revise the blueprint. So there's documentation that I can get to you, and if you do want to step in and get started with the 90-day breakthrough, I'll make sure that you have everything that you need to fully get yourself set up and rocking. So, does anybody have any questions so far? Just to continue the story, so earlier this year I decided to turn this into a product. So I launched. I'm the kind of person who I want to just get into action, and I could try and perfect things before launching, but then I'd never get launched. So I launched, and I figured I would course correct as I went along, and that's basically what's going on. So I've done. This is the second group cycle now. We're in the middle of the second group cycle this year. Today's day 27 of the second group cycle. The first one, there was a small handful of us, about 6 folks who were working the program, and few of us had some really significant results with it. And there are 2 of us actually whose results were so potent. Actually, 3 of us whose results were potent enough that we bellied up for the second round. So now there's a group of paid users, and there's a group of free users, and we're basically on day 27. There are others who are on different days as well, but there's a group of us that's on day 27. And this is the first time that I have actually done a 90-day breakthrough, and I've gotten this far into the game. 4+ weeks now, almost 4 weeks, at 100% of my daily actions. So the system itself is becoming more and more cohesive and more potent. And as I continue to go through this cycle and hit 3 for 3 every single day, I'm going to continue to be proving the model and showing what is possible in creating a 90-day breakthrough for yourself. So let me just explain briefly for those of you who are not familiar with the method, the system, and how it works, and what's required, and how you get into it, and what you need to do. I'll just kind of give you an overview of how it works, and I'll try and make it as simple as possible, because that's the point. We're all so busy, there's so much going on, that taking on a 90-day transformational program sounds like how am I going to fit that in? So the purpose of this thing is to really fit in such a way that it's almost effortless to actually do the program. Okay, so what happens is, the first thing that we'll do is I'll give you some materials, and you'll do some writing. You'll do some writing to clarify what's the area of your life that you want to work on. What is the area of your life that you either are experiencing dissatisfaction, or you're satisfied, but you're also clear that you want to take it to the next level. So, and it could be anything again. It could be your finances, your business, your relationships, your health and well-being. Any area of your life that's important to you can be worked on in this system. So first thing you do is you do some writing, you do some creative imagination, envisioning for yourself what it looks like when you have a breakthrough, what it feels like. Write it in the present moment so you actually experience it as you're writing. Then once you've done the writing, you check in, and we set up a visioning session. The visioning session is where you and I have a conversation, and I work with you to make sure that you are really seeing a vision for yourself. And it's not like well, if I did that, then I would, I'd have this kind of experience, and I'd have this, I'll have that or whatever. And, because that's what we do. We kind of shift the deck chairs around on the Titanic when we're thinking about creating future plans sometimes. And what we're looking for is the opening of inspiration, where you see clearly, oh, wow, this is what it's like. And you're actually experiencing in the present moment. This is what it's like when I am on the other side of this breakthrough, and I have this experience of myself in whatever this area, where I'm making more money, or my health is really good, or my relationships are really good. Like, actually having a present moment experience of some imagined future. Okay, so this is really important, because if you're not inspired by the vision that you see, then nothing that you do is going to make any difference. I'm sure you've said to yourself, oh, I got to lose weight, but nothing happened. Or, oh, I got to make more money, but nothing happened. Nothing happens until you get inspired. So my job in the visioning session is to make sure you are inspired like nobody's business. And then from that inspiration, we'll actually create a list of results, actual specific results that you want to create. And then from that list of specific results, what we'll do is we'll work backwards, and we'll go, okay, so those results are going to take a little time, and they're going to take practice. So what are 3 daily practices that we can put into action that will do 3 things? They will keep the vision alive, they will move you toward the fulfillment of the vision, and they will begin to instill habits. Because remember, you're going to do them daily for 90 days. So you're going to be instilling habits that will last for much longer than the 90-day breakthrough program itself. So that is the program in a nutshell. And then there's the aspect of this that goes. So actually, before we go any further, I just want to see if there are any questions about how it works, what the actual method is, what goes into it. Any questions about that? You guys can all see each other, I imagine, so there's no mystery, like, oh, wow, are we on the line here with 40,000 people? You're not. So it's all good. If you don't have any questions at this point, that's fine. I want to update y'all on some upgrades that I'm making with regard to the documentation and the stuff that people will be reading from here on out. Makes it very clear that The 90-day breakthrough program is intended to be a fully comprehensive program, and when it's set up correctly and you do it the way that it's designed, it will produce the results that you want, and it will produce exponential results, but you have to surrender to doing it the way it is designed. So I'm I'm being careful here because I know that I'm speaking to some folks who haven't quite done that yet. And the reality is I hadn't done it really until this time around either. So I'm learning along with you. This isn't, I'm not trying to talk down or be anything like that. I just want to be very clear that the standard that I am shooting for from here on out is a standard that will create the possibility that somebody can come in, find the 90-day breakthrough, come cold, they don't know me from Adam, and they can either do it on their own, following the guide to the letter, or they can do a coaching program with me. And if they follow the guide to the letter and they're a self-starter and they know how to coach themselves, then bam, they're going to skyrocket. It's going to be amazing. Most people, however, need a little guidance, need a little help, need a little assistance. So I'll work with them. And when I work with people, as long as you do what is in the guide and you do with me, we set it up correctly, then it should be easy to do all three actions every single day for 90 days, because that's the thing that's going to have the results show up in an exponential way. So that is pretty much what I've got for now as far as what the 90-day breakthrough is. Next week, I'm gonna actually go through a visioning session live, and my efforts between now and then in terms of the marketing is going to be creating a system that allows people to come and know that they're signing up for a webinar type experience where they're actually going to work through the thing. We're going to have a timer so people can do writing while we're on the webinar, and I'll probably offer some visioning sessions, maybe at a discounted rate or something like that. That's what's happening next week. This is an ongoing, developing project and movement and a product that I am committed to following through until it either takes off and skyrockets and people go, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing since the S training or whatever, or it dies out, which I don't think it's going to do because people are actually producing results. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like, everything that's happening here, this is all a direct result of my breakthrough from the last cycle, which was causing a breakthrough in business. I realized during that 90-day cycle that it was time to really turn on the juice as far as being a coach and putting myself out there as an advocate for the human spirit and for effectiveness and people's vitality and their happiness and their fulfillment as creative entrepreneurs and beings and parents and spouses and all of that. Like, I'm here to be somebody who makes people's lives better. So that was a huge shift for me out of the last cycle. And this cycle, I'm causing a breakthrough in overall effectiveness. So I had this great breakthrough. Okay, it's time to get into business. It's kind of time to be a coach, yada yada. Now, what does it look like when we take all of that to the next level? We have a breakthrough in business, we have a breakthrough in my health and well-being, and we have a breakthrough in my personal relationships. So for each one of those three areas, I've got an action that I'm doing every day. A 30-minute rigorous workout that continues to get more and more rigorous as I go along. A post that happens on the inside the program itself to either add value to the program or extend the reach of the marketing. And the third piece is a phone call to somebody who's important to me in my life, maybe somebody that I haven't talked to in a while. Maintaining and cultivating connections and relationships with people. So all three of those things have been wildly challenging, and yet I'm 3 for 3 here on day 27. Actually, I'm not 3 for 3. I'm actually 1 for 3 right right now, but after this recording, I'll go take care of it. I'll make a phone call and then I'll go for a walk. So I'll be 3 for 3 for the day. But my point is that I'll be 3 for 3 for the day, and it won't be this big burden thing because these are things that I want to do anyway because they're in line with the vision that I see for myself and the vision that I saw for myself when I was setting this program. So that's it. That's the deal for today. That's what the 90-day breakthrough program is. That's what it's for. That's how it works. And now the question is, how do you get into it? Well, I promised free visioning sessions to get you up and started to the first 3 people who show up and say, I want in, I want to do this, I want to do this now, I want to get started. So if that's you, you might want to just chat, put a little thing in the chat box that says, hi, I want to do this thing and I want to claim a visioning session. Or you can send me a private message. It really doesn't matter if you don't want to do it in the chat box. I'm looking for ways I'm looking for a way to do this webcast thing in a much more intimate way, so it doesn't have to be quite so exposed, and it doesn't, it's not discombobulated. A lot of these things cost money, so really, there's this interesting place of being a bootstrapping entrepreneur where you kind of have to do things on the cheap a little bit because there's not enough cash flow to support all of these tools and things that all the pros use. And so right now I'm in that place. I'm really committed to making sure that this thing flies. And that means showing up, doing these things every week, finding different ways to make sure people get here, and then showing up and being awesome. So I hope you've had a wonderful experience listening to this rambling thing. I thought we'd have a little bit more of an interactive dialogue, but that's okay. Next time we'll definitely have a little bit more interaction, as we'll be focused on actually going through the process, the writing process and the visioning process of creating the breakthrough area and your 3 daily actions. So that's it. I'll give a little pause here for about 25-30 seconds just to make sure y'all don't have any questions or there's nothing you want to put in the thing. I am already doing this thing at a vision session, so can't accept that invitation. That's correct. Not this time around. It's okay. Okay. All right. Okay, cool, Kelly. You got it. All right. I'll be in contact with you on Facebook. I'll probably just send you a quick little note tomorrow. I'll probably do it tomorrow. And then we'll set it up for some time in the next couple of days or early next week. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and put this recording. I wasn't going to put this recording on the archive page and put a link to it, but I think I will, because why not? Why not? See, one of the things that's really coming through for me in terms of the exponential rewards of showing up on a daily basis and doing my 3 actions on a daily basis is I'm seeing fresh opportunities every single day to add value to this concept of a breakthrough in overall effectiveness. So in terms of this, there's the work that I did today to make sure that you guys got on here and were a part of this particular session was a little micro breakthrough in effectiveness. The putting this video up on YouTube and making sure that it's there and posting a link to it is a micro breakthrough in overall effectiveness, because what I'm doing is I'm seizing opportunities to continue advancing what it is that I'm committed to. And what it is that I'm committed to is being a coach, a guide, a facilitator, a teacher, whatever you want to call it, for people who are hungry for transformation, for people who really want to do the work and go for the moon. Because we've all got some vision for ourselves and our lives and who we are and who we want to be, and then we've all got these barriers, right? We've got these blocks and these beliefs that tell us that we can't, and circumstances that seem prohibitive, and all of this kind of stuff. And then there's what happens when you actually dig into the dig into the nitty-gritty of who you really are and what it is that you really desire, and you start to not take no for an answer on any of it. And it's that place. It's that place that I'm committed to being in for myself. And by being in it for myself, I can be available to others who want the same thing. And it goes the other way around, right? By making myself available to others, I'm required to actually cause the transformation myself. So it's a two-way sword. Uh, it's awesome. I love the way it works. It's kind of like I'm my first client, right? So anyway, I just wanted to put that in there so so you realize that this is a real human being over here who's really like I'm working this method myself. I'm not trying to sell you something that I'm not doing on my own. I'm not trying to just I recently got a coach of my own, and I was listening to one of his recordings, Adam Abronski, and I was listening to one of his recordings the other day, and he was talking about the difference between a travel agent and a tour guide, right? A travel agent will send you all over the world, regardless of whether or not he or she has ever actually been there. But a tour guide's right there with you, right in the jungles of the Amazon, or right there in the desert of the Sahara, or in the outback of Australia. The tour guide knows the lay of the land, is experienced with it, knows how to kill snakes when they show up, that kind of thing. So tour guide here. All right. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. I love you. I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to continuing to see what unfolds in this amazing journey that is the 90-day breakthrough. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be well. See you soon.